It's time for another Dice Tower review from Gamers Remorse.
Hello and welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we are taking a look at the game Ogre Chef. It is a game currently on the Gamecrafter. Check it out there. Let's play it, shall we?
Let's do that.
Ogre Chef is a game by Malevolent Donut Games for 2 to 6 players and takes a little over 30 minutes to play. Each year, ogres from all around the world gather to see who will win their competition of strength and become the Ogre Chief. However, this year there was a typo. Unable to figure that out, the ogres are nonetheless determined to compete. Now, who amongst the challengers has what it takes to become the Ogre Chef? The player that best wins the admiration of the other ogres by dumping ingredients and other ogres into a pot is the winner. The game is set up by placing the game components on the table as shown. Shuffle the recipe cards, dealing 3 to each player, and 1 into the public recipe area. Each player is given a character card that gives each player a single-use ability, and then finally, gameplay begins. The round is set up by rolling the resource dice and placing them on the game board. Then each player takes their turns. A player's turn consists of 3 phases. The first is the free phase, where a player may take a recipe from the public recipe area or a single type of resource from the resource dice. At this point, players can challenge you if you choose a resource type that they want. If they challenge, the challenger and the challengee each roll an ogre die. The top roller is the winner. The loser goes into the ingredients pot. The winner gets the resource. The player in the pot loses their turn, and the winner completes the turn. The next phase is the buy phase, where a player can buy 1 ingredient at the cost of 2 stones. A player may also buy an ice cube at the cost of any 2 resources. Any number of purchases can be made at this time. Then the last phase begins. It is the cook phase, where players utilize the public recipes and their own personal recipes by discarding the required resources to the cook pot. The recipes are then held onto for score keeping. Once all players have taken a turn, the player or players in the pot get to leave the pot and take 1 ingredient with them. Then the first player marker advances to the next player clockwise, who re-rolls the resource dice and begins their first phase of gameplay. The first player to reach 20 points wins the game.
So, to see who goes first, did we decide anything? Whoever can burp the loudest?
Recommended methods are whoever cooked last, ate something disgusting, or managed the loudest burp.
Loudest burp.
Okay.
Look at these jokers, they need CO2.
Oh, that was weak. Nope. Give me a root beer.
The triple!
The fact that it went out of his nose makes it an ogre. I think he should go first.
There you go, buddy.
Burns.
You earned it.
So I start by rolling these die. So I will roll these. And we got 2 carrots, bugs, rocks, and berries.
So here, this is hilarious. Beat with a club sandwich. So it's like a sandwich with a club.
Yep. Alright, I am going to take 2 carrots unless anyone plans on challenging me. Time up. I'm just saying that you guys can challenge me.
No. I'm the last player, so I'm gonna get the most stuff.
Take the stones.
Alright, so let's challenge you.
Oh, is he?
And that. Do 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 do. Boink, 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 boink. Frog's legs. He's not singing and dancing anymore. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling.
Hello, my daughter.
Wow.
So 3. Oh, full boat.
House.
No, full boat.
It's a full boat.
No idea.
What game are you playing?
It's a house on a boat.
Full houseboat?
Yes.
Steamboat Willie?
Yes.
Willie the dog?
Yes. Well,
I challenge.
Alright.
Oh,
One.
You
totally had
waited
another.
until I reveal.
Yeah.
Cheater.
fine.
Alright. Roll it up.
My whole plan was to make you waste rocks.
Oh, I would have won.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I rolled a 1, so
Wah, wah.
I get flame burns of pain. Just throw me a flame burn of pain.
It's burning.
So I am going to cook
Saute some shrooms.
Challenge.
1. So I get 2 points.
All right. So I'm gonna draw up my things. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I can go onto my buy phase. How many things can I buy? Can I just buy one resource?
You can buy as many as stones you can afford. Yes. So if you have 6 stones, you can buy 3 items.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Or you weigh a lot in
So
fish.
I am going to do stones to buy a fish. I'm gonna do stones to buy a fish. I'm gonna do stones to get a carrot. I'm gonna use my special ability where I can substitute 2 items in and make this.
Wow.
So that just happened.
Meanwhile,
Oh.
I'm in a pot.
But I mean, it gives you lots of things to choose from.
Oh yeah, it does.
So there you go. So I get this, but I have to leave it out there.
For now.
So remind me I get stuff later.
All right. So as I climb out of the pot,
Yes.
I am going to take a bug.
Bug. Okay, I'm going to take this rock candy. And then I am going to trade in 2 fish for one of these. And I'm going to make my frozen fish sticks. That's 20.
Nice.
And so is that game or is
This
that?
is the last round.
I mean, yeah, you may as well. No one else is going to make it.
And there's nothing else I can make, right?
Well, and you can only make one.
You can only make one recipe
Yeah.
at it.
So that ends the game then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4, 8. Seven,
Oh, I only have 19. Just kidding.
11. I have 20.
Nice, dude. Twinsies.
So with a tie, because none of you have flames, it comes down to who has the most rocks.
I have 2.
I have none. Well, that was unfortunate. Well done.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Now it's time on Gamers Remorse where we review the game Ogre Chef.
I was highly intrigued. It's not often you get a game that is mythical creature, normal occupation. I mean, I don't know the last time I played Unicorn Engineers or
It's a good game.
Dragon Accountants.
Accounting is not a normal job.
Dragon Proctologist. That is a good game.
So are you a dragon who's a proctologist, or are you a proctologist who inspects dragons?
I mean, probably both, right?
So you're a dragon proctologist to inspect other dragons.
Dragon, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that
That
would
makes
make
it a
most
little
sense.
more bearable, I suppose.
I don't go to many reindeer proctologists. I guess I don't go to anyway.
Because there's no rain.
What'd you think of this game, Ryan?
On that note,
That got
let's
weird
just jump
fast.
to my rubric. As far as visuals for this game, I gave that 1.25 out of 2. The visuals were fun, they were silly, I liked the character cards, but the little chits for the pieces I thought were just kind of weak and flimsy. And for skill luck, between 0 and 1, I give that a 0.5. There was a lot of luck in the game when it comes down to what resources are rolled, and then what resources make it to you on your turn, and then when there's the challenge, there's luck in how do you roll your die. I mean, I felt like there was a lot more luck than there was strategy, so to speak, which can be fun at times, but I much more prefer an equal balance. Pacing 0 to 2, I give that 1.5. It was fairly well paced. The turns were going fairly quickly. Theme and immersion 0 to 2, I give that a 1.25. The theme of being ogres and chefs is fairly entertaining. I mean, I didn't feel like I was a chef, but the cards kept you entertained to the point where it's like, that's an awesome recipe. It's frozen fish sticks, and it's a frozen fish on a stick. So it's just kind of amusing, very enjoyable in that sense. And then the mechanics, 0 to 1, I give that a 0.5. I enjoyed a lot of the mechanics. I enjoyed how the recipes worked and how you had the various resources or ingredients that you were able to play off of. I enjoyed the idea that you can get burnt, and then you use ice to fix the burn. But I wish you could back down from a challenge. I don't like that I was forced to accept challenges. And then was it fun? 0 to 2, I give that a 1.5. This was a really enjoyable game. but it's one that I wouldn't play continually back to back to back to back. But I could see it being taken out every once in a while. I mean, it was definitely enjoyable in that sense, and it definitely has a place on a game night, but it wouldn't be the pinnacle of the game night. So all in all, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Pretty good game. But Sean, what were your thoughts?
I actually really liked this game, which was kind of surprising. I approached the game with a odd sense of unique awe, I guess, because I was like, Ogre Chef. But the art on the box was actually kind of cool. It's very clean. It's very well organized, I would say. They use this very simple gradient art throughout that's simple and fun at the same time, which I really, really enjoyed. And overall, I just found that to be a great metaphor for the game as well. It's simple, it's sleek, and it's fun. It's not meant to be, let me think 4 steps down the road. It's meant to be, what do I want to do now? Do I want to challenge, be a jerk face, or do I just want to let it ride? So, I mean, I just took it at that face value, and I think that kind of changed my perspective throughout. So let me hit my rubric, and we'll see how it ended up. Quality of components, 0 to 2. I gave it 1.75. Again, it's very clean design. Brian had talked a little bit about how horrible these little chits are, and really what they are is it's just simple cardstock cut out in circles. The Gamecrafter has actually upgraded this recently to be real chits. It's more expensive, but they're nicer. And so, yeah, I would absolutely agree. I'm not really a fan of these flat pieces. They could have been replaced with cubes or whatever, but I see that they went down this more illustrated path, and so I understand why they did that. Good balance of skill deluxe, 0 to 1. I gave it 0.75. The reason for that is there was some skill in determining when you challenge, right? Because you could use that, even the negative side of it, to your advantage. Let's say you're going to challenge for 3 mushrooms. Yeah, it'd be awesome to get those mushrooms. But at the same time, if you want an ice cube and it's in the boiling pot, okay. Either way, you're getting something you really wanted. So that could work to your advantage a lot of times, but you had to kind of look at that. So there was some skill there, some strategy to be had. Downtime 0 to 1, I gave it 0.5. There was some slowness, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it moved at a pretty good clip. So that was nice. The one downside would be there isn't a whole lot to do when it's not your turn, other than listen and potentially challenge. Theme 0 to 2, I gave it 1.5, as Brian said, Ogre Chefs. Interesting, but fun. So I really enjoyed that. And it was baked in throughout, you know? I mean, we're using rocks and recipes and ice cubes and gross spiders. I mean, we're ogres creating horrible food concoctions that maybe ogres like. I mean, I don't know. So I really enjoyed the theme. Throw competitive, 0 to 2. I gave it 1 because it didn't seem like a very competitive type game. And in the end, it was a total fluke that Brian ended up winning, actually, because he was able to still finish a turn, and then it was who had the most rocks, which, I mean, okay. At the end, it was like, okay. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of thrill for me, but it was fun. So, which leads me to my next point. Was it fun? 1 to 2. I actually gave it a 2. I had a lot of fun with this game because it was so light. And this is something you could bring up in just like a very social setting. Like we're at a coffee shop. We have, 30 minutes to kill. Break this out. Easy to explain, easy to play. Really fun. Overall, I don't know if I'm going out a little bit too far, but I'd say this is one of the more fun games I've played from the Gamecrafter recently. So you can quote me on that. I really did enjoy this game. So overall, I gave it a 7.5. What do you think, Eric?
For me, the appeal, I really like the artwork. The ogres, very cartoonish, but look like they could be ogres. The cards, I mean, the recipes have, flavor text that are humorous. Me being a chef, I was like, okay, it's a game about being a chef. I'm game. The appeal was there for me. Gave that a 3.5. Replayability, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I feel like the boxes don't necessarily need to be there and you can separate them into piles. But I had a lot of fun with it, even though I got slaughtered and I was pretty much the only one who kept challenging.
That's what made it fun.
For you guys. But I mean, even with losing most of my challenges, it was kind of fun just to at least try to throw a wrench in their plans. So I gave replayability a 3.5. So that brings my total to 7.
Ogre Chef on Gamer's Remorse with a score of 7. Check it out on the Gamecrafter.
Ba-dun-dun.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.